Every year, billions of dollars are spent on fuel injector cleaners. But the harsh truth is, not a single product has been officially certified by the Environmental Protection Agency. According to a shocking study by AAAA, using fuel that does not meet top-tier standards can cause carbon deposits on intake valves to increase by as much as 19 times. As a result, drivers are being hit with massive repair costs, reaching up to $2.1 billion every year due to engine deposit-related damage. You spend a few dollars on a miracle in a bottle, hoping to restore lost power only to end up with numbers that don't mean anything in the real world. To help you avoid becoming the next victim, we're going to expose 6 scams that are quietly damaging your engine. And at the end, we'll share one practical cleaner that could save you thousands of dollars at little to no cost. 6 scams that can cost you thousands of dollars. We need to face the truth. Not every bottle is a solution. Behind the promises of restoring 100% power are often cheap chemical mixtures. Here are 6 of the most common offenders. 1. Kerosene-based cleaners. If you open a cheap injector cleaner and notice that distinct kerosene smell, be careful. This is the most common ingredient in low-end budget products. The base formula usually revolves around kerosene or light petroleum distillates. It may sound industrial and powerful, but in reality, it's just a low-cost solvent. While it can lightly dissolve surface-level grease, it is completely ineffective against stubborn carbon deposits inside the combustion chamber. More concerning, kerosene lowers the fuel's octane rating. When the effective octane level drops, high-compression engines or vehicles under heavy load can experience premature ignition, also known as engine knock. The result? Less power, more heat, and worse fuel economy. In older vehicles where the ECU reacts slower or the knock sensor is less sensitive, the damage can build over time, leading to piston wear, spark plug damage, and even long-term piston crown failure. 2. Seafoam motor treatment. Seafoam motor treatment has had a reputation going all the way back to 1942. But reputation doesn't change what's inside the bottle. The core issue is this: seafoam does not stand out in terms of polyethylamine, PEA, a compound widely considered the heavy-duty weapon against hard carbon deposits. Instead, it relies heavily on naphtha and alcohol. For modern fuel injection systems, especially GD, that's not what you need. It doesn't truly dissolve carbon. It only loosens and breaks deposits apart. Those raw carbon chunks then move through the system, clogging ultrafine injector openings or blocking the fuel filter, often triggering a check engine light almost immediately. In other words, instead of fixing a dirty system, you may end up making it dirtier in a much more chaotic way. 3. Abro Fuel Injector Cleaner, the imposter. Abro Fuel Injector Cleaner is the kind of product you commonly see in the budget additives section. The packaging promises everything: clean injectors, more power, less smoke, better fuel economy. But in reality, the base formula is extremely weak, closer to a middle fuel blend than a true cleaning agent. Its main ingredient is number 2 gas oil, essentially diesel fuel. Pouring diesel into a gasoline engine for cleaning is a critical mistake. A gasoline engine cannot burn diesel cleanly, which leads to more deposit buildup instead of removing it. 4. High ethanol and alcohol concentration. Products. Many people assume alcohol, EPA or ethanol, is a good cleaner because it feels dry and clean. In reality, inside a fuel system, it acts more like a corrosive agent. This is especially dangerous for older vehicles, particularly those built before 2000. Ethanol has a property many people overlook. It is hygroscopic. It aggressively absorbs moisture from the air, pulling water into the fuel tank. This leads to fuel separation and internal corrosion from the tank itself all the way through the fuel lines. High concentrations of alcohol are also extremely harmful to rubber and plastic components. They dry out and crack O-rings in injectors and seals in the fuel pump. Once those seals begin to fail, fuel pressure drops, causing hard starts and increasing the risk of fuel leaks, which can become a serious fire hazard. A bottle like this may not destroy your engine overnight, but it creates slow, progressive damage, leaving you with a car that just doesn't feel right anymore, without a clear reason why. 5. Catalytic, a double-edged sword for your catalytic converter. Cataclean falls into a similar category as ethanol-heavy products, but goes even further in the wrong direction. Its main goal is not deep cleaning, but creating a quick, noticeable reaction. This product contains high levels of acetone and xylene. Yes, these chemicals can produce aggressive cleaning effects, but aggressive is not always a good thing in a sensitive system. Acetone is an extremely strong solvent, but it burns at very high temperatures. It can overheat and damage O2 sensors before it effectively cleans anything. In engines with heavy carbon buildup, Cataclean can push large amounts of debris into the catalytic converter all at once. That sudden overload can clog the honeycomb structure inside the converter. Instead of fixing an emissions issue, you could end up facing a repair bill of over $2,000 just to replace the catalytic converter. 6. Most of multi-purpose blends. These are the most dangerous bottles on the additive shelf, marketed as 5-in-1 or 7-in-1 miracle solutions. They claim to clean injectors, combustion chambers, intake valves, O2 sensors, and the catalytic converter. Some even suggest they can restore power, reduce emissions, smooth the engine, improve fuel economy, and protect the engine, all after a single use. It sounds unbelievable, yet it still convinces a lot of buyers. In engineering, there is no chemical formula smart enough to both lubricate engine oil and remove carbon deposits inside a combustion chamber at the same time. These products are usually nothing more than mineral oil mixed with cheap solvents. They contain no polyethylamine and lack any meaningful concentration of active cleaning agents. Using these multi-purpose blends often leads to sludge formation in engine oil or causes inaccurate readings from sensitive sensors in modern vehicles. In modern engines, especially GDI, that mistake becomes extremely expensive. Not only do they fail to clean injector tips, they can actually contribute to more deposit buildup. Carbon deposits are a real problem, but fake solutions are even worse than the problem itself. A real problem can be solved with proper diagnosis, proper fuel, and proper chemistry. A fake solution makes you pay twice, once at the auto parts counter and again at the repair shop. But don't worry, because next, we move to the most important part, the list of 4 real solutions that actually work. Real solutions that are actually worth your money. 1. Chevron Techron Concentrate, plus the gold standard. If there's one product that represents the entire fuel injector cleaner category, this is it. It's no coincidence that Chevron is considered the pioneer of this segment. They were the first to develop and patent polyethylamine, PEA chemistry. Techron Concentrate. Plus doesn't just clean injectors. Its formula is strong enough to survive the combustion process, spread through the system, and clean piston tops as well as the combustion chamber. That matters, because carbon buildup on piston crowns is a key cause of pre-ignition, which reduces engine power. Here's a little-known tip passed around by experienced technicians. Sulfur deposits can build up on the fuel level sending unit. If your fuel gauge starts acting erratic or inaccurate, a bottle of Techron is often a far cheaper fix than dropping the fuel tank to replace the pump assembly. This product is extremely safe and is even rebranded and sold by major automakers like General Motors, BMW, and Hyundai as their official dealership fuel additives. That alone should tell you everything about its credibility. 2. Royal Purple Max Clean, protection for GDI engines and stored vehicles. Royal Purple positions Max Clean as a high-performance fuel system cleaner. It's one of the most complete options for modern vehicles or cars that don't get driven often. The company emphasizes improved throttle response and better combustion efficiency. This product is designed to keep critical fuel system components clean, but it doesn't stop at cleaning. While many additives need to be used every 3,000 miles, Max Clean claims protection for up to 10,000 miles. Its biggest advantage is resistance to ethanol-related fuel degradation. If you own a sports car or a convertible that sits for long periods, Max Clean works like a stabilizer, helping prevent fuel separation and corrosion in the fuel system during storage. In old-school mechanical terms, if Techron is the hard-working cleaner, then Max Clean is a clean plus protect package. It's a strong choice if you want a more premium solution, especially for vehicles that sit often, run hot, or are exposed to ethanol-blended fuel risks. 3. Gum out regain high mileage. Worth every dollar. Not everyone is willing to pay for premium brands, and that's exactly why this product exists. It delivers professional-level results at a budget-friendly price. But affordable doesn't mean weak. Gum Out Regain contains between 10% and 30% real polyethyramine, PEA. In independent combustion chamber scope tests, it has shown piston cleaning performance comparable to products that cost twice as much. On top of that, the high-mileage version includes friction modifiers for upper cylinder lubrication. Yet, this helps reduce wear in engines with over 75,000 miles, and often results in smoother operation shortly after use. However, you need to read the label carefully. Only the Regain line contains PEA. The standard yellow bottle Gum Out products are mostly kerosene-based, which, as we've established, is something you want to avoid. 4. Redline SIA1 Complete Fuel System Cleaner, the nuclear option for severe cases. If your vehicle has been neglected for too long, runs rough, or produces noticeable knocking under acceleration, this is when you step up to SI1. Redline Synthetic Oil formulates SI1 with one of the highest PEA concentrations available in retail, ranging from 30% to 50%. That's strong enough to break down even the heaviest carbon buildup on intake valves and injectors, often in just one treatment. But what makes SI1 highly respected among enthusiasts and mechanics is its clear philosophy. Not just cleaning, but also restoring lubrication to the upper cylinder area during an aggressive cleaning cycle. This product doesn't just clean. It can help restore lost MPG and recover horsepower that was reduced by restricted airflow from deposits. But be careful. Because of its strength, you must follow the instructions exactly. Do not overuse or overdose it. An overly rich concentration in the fuel can lead to temporary rough running if not used properly. At this point, you need to understand one simple truth. The brand doesn't clean your injectors. The chemistry inside the bottle determines your engine's fate. In the world of fuel additives, there are 3 main types of active ingredients you must clearly distinguish. First, and most important, is polyethyramine, PEA. This is the heavy-duty weapon, and the only standard you should be looking for. PEA is the most heat-stable compound, capable of surviving extreme combustion temperatures and actually reaching the areas where carbon buildup forms. In contrast, PIB and PIBA are only mild detergents. They burn off too quickly often before they even reach the injector tips in modern GDI engines. At best, they help keep clean, but they are completely ineffective when it comes to cleaning up already clogged injectors. Once you understand this, you'll realize that buying an additive without PEA is like trying to remove dried grease with plain water. It's a waste of both time and money. So how do you recognize the real strength of a product right there on the shelf without a lab test? That's exactly what we're about to cover next. How to choose the right cleaner and the zero-cost secret that can save you money. The zero-cost secret. 3 ways to choose the right cleaner. In reality, many fuel injector cleaners on the market hide their chemical ingredients. Some only use vague phrases like advanced formula or complete system care. That's when you need to stay sharp. Here are 3 codes to help you read the true strength of any injector cleaner right on the shelf. 1. Decode the label language, cleaning scope. The product description is your first clue to the strength of the formula. If the label only says fuel injector cleaner, there's a high chance it's just a light maintenance product, typically based on cheap PIB detergents. It can only clean surface-level deposits in low-temperature areas. Instead, we look for phrases like complete fuel system cleaner or combustion chamber cleaner to remove hardened carbon deposits on piston tops and cylinder heads. The chemical must survive combustion temperatures exceeding 2,000 degrees Celsius. Only PEA can do that. If a product confidently claims it can clean the combustion chamber, that's a strong sign it contains a meaningful concentration of PEA. 2. Mixing ratio, less is often stronger. This is simple mechanical logic. The higher the detergent concentration, the less solvent is needed to carry it. Be cautious with large bottles around 350 to 500 milliliters. That claim to treat up to 80 to 100 liters of fuel. That usually means the active ingredients have been heavily diluted with cheap solvents like kerosene or naphtha. Top-tier products like Techron or Redline often come in smaller bottles, but are designed for only 40 to 60 liters of fuel. Treating less fuel with the same amount of cleaner maintains a higher ppm concentration of PEA, which is critical for breaking down hard carbon, not just lightly washing over it. 3. The price rule. There's no $3 premium cleaner PE. Chemistry is one of the most expensive components in the petroleum supply chain. That's why true deep cleaning products rarely sit at the bottom of the price range. Expensive doesn't always mean good, but extremely cheap is usually a clear warning sign that the bottle is mostly low-grade solvent. A product capable of cleaning hot carbon deposits on injectors, piston tops, and combustion chambers cannot be diluted like water and sold for the price of a soda. That low price may just be the entry fee to a much bigger repair bill later. And if you want to avoid the guesswork altogether, just use top-tier gasoline. This is a fuel standard established by major automakers like BMW, General Motors, Honda, Toyota, and Mercedes-Benz. Top-tier fuel contains significantly higher levels of detergent additives, including PEA compared to minimum government standards. According to a study by AAA, that using top-tier gasoline consistently can reduce carbon deposits by up to 19 times and improve fuel economy by 2 to 4%. This is the most effective, free cleaning method and the most sustainable way to protect any engine. Now that you're fully equipped with the knowledge of both the scams and the real solutions, the final step is to apply it in the real world. Instead of trying to fix the damage with a questionable bottle after carbon has already built them up, the smarter move is simple. Don't let deposits form in the first place. So don't let a $5 bottle of colored liquid destroy your $5,000 engine. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't become the next victim of this industry.